Hello and what's up to all. I've been wanting to do this. I've been holding on this for a while, and I would like to have the moment to share and reveal my rankings of Star Wars movies of all time. Now, these are theatrical films, 9 films from the Skywalker Saga, and the 2 anthology films. The bottom 2, no doubter, no question. Top 4 are my locks. From 9 to 5, it's a bit of a struggle with the rankings. Could have been maybe in the bottom or probably in the top categories or higher rankings, should I say. But anyway, let's get the show start rolling. And these are the rankings of Star Wars films of all time.
Tell me the truth.
I'll tell you the truth. The Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars of all time. Could go chapter and verse how bad and dead last this movie is from rankings of all time. From character development, story, narrative, everything. Kill the story. I wanted to find more about Rey as a character. No development or even nothing on her background. Just awful. The Resistance dying, that was a slow death, just like boring and painful to watch. Devaluing Luke Skywalker as a character from being a hero in Return of the Jedi to just disgruntled negative, awful Jedi Master, awful Leia using the Force, weird scene. Canto Bight scene was a waste of time. Everything. The standoff between Kylo Ren and Luke in Planet Krayt. I mean, I thought they were gonna have a saber battle. It was just nothing, just awful. Killing Snoke, complete killer right there. I mean, the throne room scene could be good, and probably the best part of the movie is pork. I mean, that's about it. This was flat out awful. Just dead last, stunk. Never was into the hype. And this was the worst Star Wars movie of all time. Period. Number 10, Solo, A Star Wars Story. Now, other than the original Han Solo, the good bonding relationship between him and Chewbacca, and the Kessel Run scene, very lame, awfully tough to take. It was so bad. The characters were poorly constructed and weak. And Lando Calrissian turned out to be a cheater. This droid L3 was reckless abandoning, just so dumb. No standout villain. This called Infus Nest, whatever that name is, turned out to be rebels. No, just villains in this one, just so bad. And lastly, grew up watching Harrison Ford as Han Solo, and this guy playing Han Solo, forgettable. Overall, this is a less memorable film of the Star Wars movie of all. Attack of the Clones. I would like to be more favorable in this one, but not so much because this one, it took long to get going. Too much political narratives, very steady, plotting occurrences throughout. The impact level wasn't overly high. The most exciting, impactful moment was Yoda versus Dooku. But the problem was, that happened towards the end. And I didn't like the downgraded role of Obi-Wan Kenobi in this one. Him investigating the assassination plot, to discovering the clone factory in Kamino, then finding out the droid factory in Geonosis and getting captured there. Overall, I didn't like his whole task in this one. And obviously, the romance between Anakin and Padme, it was nice at first, but at the point it was too overextended, overlong with boredom. Anakin being so awkward to Padme, that was trying too hard, too much, weird as well. And at the end, they found their love. They got married at the end, so that happened. But at least I'll give them credit for this one is they kept the continuity from the previous one to what's ahead in the next one. When Anakin showed the glimpse of dark side, when his mother died on his arm, slaughtering the sand people, then admitting that terrible deeds to Padme, that was the chilling, glimpsing, impactful, kind of terrifying moment of the film. But other than that, this one was okay, average at best, could say lesser as well.
Guys, we got a lot of company!
Force Awakens. Now, a lot of the fans will rank this higher than 8, and deservingly so. Other than the general introduction of the new characters, Rey, Finn, Poe, and Kylo Ren, you could throw in BB-8 as well, and the fantastic action-packed sequences throughout. This one felt a copy of A New Hope and made it entertaining action sci-fi spectacle. Starkiller Base a copy of the Death Star. I mean, personally, the Death Star is much better. The timeline gap from Return of the Jedi is questionable, iffy. A background origin of Kylo Ren, particularly Snoke, where did he come from? And out of nowhere, very skeptical, corny, and inexperienced lightsaber usage by Finn. The saber duel wasn't that great from the prequel trilogy. Probably the glaring missing part. This one didn't bring back Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewbacca reunion all together. Luke was the only member missing. Would have loved to see them reunite. This one kind of eliminated and squashed the great tradition they had, not bringing back or incorporate enough from the original trilogy. And Kylo Ren killing Han Solo, his dad, just killed it. And probably one of the most heartbreaking farewell moments. I screamed and it was tearing.
Jakanka! Don't Jakanka!
The Rise of Skywalker. This one originally had it on the top 5, but there are more better ones than this one. Despite all the flaws, bringing back Palpatine, Rey's true background of being Emperor's granddaughter, maybe too fast-paced, introducing new characters in the finale, Zori and Janna, shouldn't be needed, but they brought it anyway. Could have been much better for sure. But Episode 9 had a good satisfaction personally. This one tried to clean up the mess that was left from The Last Jedi. Finally, they had the journey all together with Rey, Finn, Poe, Chewie, 3PO, BB-8. The usage of the late Carrie Fisher, Leia, was spot on by using some of the old footage from The Force Awakens. I thought that was tremendous, and kudos to J.J. Abrams for that. 3PO had his biggest moments when his eyes turned to red to decode the Sith translation and share the location of the Endor system. Bringing back Han for that one spot because getting killed by his son Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, that turned out to be the lasting memory for Han, and that was warming and needed and clear cut. No doubter, the best moment in the entire sequel trilogy, the dark racing. I mean, just leave it that way. I wish the Battle of Exegol could have done better. The battle stayed in the sky, those Star Destroyers were stuck there, never left the planet. Maybe the battle should have took place in the space. And if you're gonna end, finish with more drastic ways, I guess. Like have the lightsaber duel between Rey and Palpatine. But the whole Sith cult scene was a horror and different effectiveness from any others. Overall, could have made it better. Absolutely. All thought this was nice and at least salvage something to conclude the saga.
You're asking us to invade an Imperial installation based on nothing but hope.
Rebellions are built on hope.
Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This one is really great. It's top 5 worthy, although have it at 6, this one has the feel and the great nostalgia to the original trilogy. Characters are well put together, the narrative and the plot were terrifically produced. The fact that the main characters are every people who worked and did all the dirty works behind the scene and separated from the primary on both sides, the Resistance and the Empire, and having the main characters who appeared in the previous films only have them emerged in situationally. For example, Darth Vader's fortress scene in Mustafar. It's dark, diverse, and great epic action. Just love the entire process that took place at the back, shadow of the bigger main picture, the rebels trying to steal the Death Star plan and the Empire attempting to complete the weapon and hunting down the Resistance. The Battle of Scarif was pure action and amazing for both in the space and on the ground side. Great. The best part is the last 2-3 minutes sequence of the film. Excellent transition to A New Hope. I mean, to get to see Darth Vader at his ultimate best at the end, to be able to see him use his skillful lightsaber and the Force to mow down the Resistance securities, that was ferocious, overwhelmingly fabulous, absolutely unbelievable. The near miss escape by the rebels and Princess Leia receiving the plan was a fantastic connecting dot to A New Hope. And this is awesome. Awesome.
We'll handle this.
The Phantom Menace. Now, a lot of the fans will rank this one towards the bottom. Many people expected better things. A lot of them were disappointed and critical of this one, but not so much for me. I love this particular saga so much. This is one of the first Star Wars movies that I read when I was very, very young. I love this one so much. From characters, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, and young Natalie Portman playing Padme/Queen Amidala. I didn't like the actor, but I love the young Anakin Skywalker. People are know it, Jar Jar Binks. I like Jar Jar, the origin of R2-D2 and C-3PO, and of course one of the most underrated villains, cool villains of all of Saga, Darth Maul. From story, pace, narrative, plot, I thought it was well paced and really good, except when it gets too slow drama and too political when it gets to Coruscant. But other than that, from opening to the end, really, really great. I love the pod race scene. Of course, in the Battle of Naboo from space, not as good as Return of the Jedi, but it's still good. And of course, the city battle outside of Naboo between the Gungans and droids, I thought was really good. And of course, it has good human drama. I love the human drama relationship between Qui-Gon and Anakin, and of course, the good interaction. No awkward, just nice interaction between young Anakin and Padme. I really like that one so much. And of course, good messaging as well. Qui-Gon's message before the pod race to Anakin, and Anakin's tests in front of the Jedi Council and Yoda's message to him. I love that as well. And probably the most exciting moment of this particular saga is the entrance of Darth Maul. The music, the door opening, just terrific, just spot on, perfect. It sets the tone for a big lightsaber duel. That was such top notch. And of course, at the end, Obi-Wan had his moment beating Darth Maul. This is one of the special Star Wars films for me. I love this one, and I have this at number 5. Return of the Jedi. Now, this one comes third from the original trilogy, but this one sustained and carried the greatness from the previous two. Really, really fantastic. Love the shape of the second Death Star. To finally get to watch the evil that is Emperor Palpatine. The Endor battle was fantastic, terrific. From the forest side, and the epic space battle. The best space battle in Star Wars history. Very winning feel to it. Pace was good. All thought the whole Jabba palace scene, I thought it was a waste of time. I know they're trying to save Han Solo, but it got overextended. It had to get the Dune scene to get the action rolling. Luke Skywalker, to see him as a young composing Jedi Knight with the new green lightsaber, really, really fresh. The action scene was good. All thought they could have wrapped it up quicker, but you'll deal with that. Now, in terms of the specific wise, not so much other than introducing Ewoks. This one is about bigger things and closer to the trilogy because the specifics were detailed in the previous two. Obi-Wan and Yoda wanted Luke to face and confront Darth Vader to end the conflict. Luke being hesitant, but he has to do it for the sake of the galaxy. Luke versus Darth Vader lightsaber duel was really good, and Luke's fury boiled towards the end of the duel, and to defeat Vader, that was high energy. Then he took all the Force lightning from Palpatine and turned Darth Vader, his father, back to the light, and Darth Vader threw Palpatine to the reactor shaft. That was the moment he got the job done and became a hero. And at the end, Leia and Han got together, everybody got back together, and this one felt very victorious, have the great triumphant feel to it by taking down the Galactic Empire. Just feel great, feel great.
I can't hold off forever. Now what?
This is some rescue. You came in here, didn't you have a plan for getting out?
He's the brains, sweetheart.
A New Hope. This is the first one. This one is purely sound great at every facet, from all the characters, story, narrative, plot development, VFX, productions, everything. Such a fun action adventure sci-fi spectacle, and the best rewatchable Star Wars movies of all. The space battle at the end was good, but I just love the adventure and exploring inside the Death Star. I thought that was fun, action, exciting time of the film. And inside the garbage masher, I love the arguments between Luke, Leia, and Han. I thought that was purely, you could laugh at it, funny. But I thought the lightsaber duel between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader felt unathletic, immobile. It was okay at best, but other than that, from Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, R2-D2, C-3PO, Obi-Wan, and of course Darth Vader were all great. This was perfectly pure, natural Star Wars movies of all time.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
The Empire Strikes Back. This one is the next level saga. They improved exponentially and took it to the next level from the previous one. From advancing the story, all the structural build-ups in this saga were very well produced. Progression of all the characters, especially Luke, the expanded and little intense bond relationship between Leia and Han. Darth Vader increased his evil to the next level. Overall, this one detailed all the specifics that will require to have. Even the Death Star was destroyed, but they introduced a new Superstar Destroyer that was big. Battle of Hoth was solid, but the Empire overmatched the Rebels. Millennium Falcon getting chased by the Empire throughout. With the damaged hyperdrive, it was the constant theme of inability to jump onto Lightspeed. That was a constant theme throughout. And the whole asteroids chase scene part, that was tremendous with that music. I love that part. The thing that I love the most from The Empire Strikes Back is Luke's training with Yoda. Yoda's lessons were great because he tells great, valuable, important things from both good and the bad side. It's tremendous. Shows you how he's a great Jedi Master and great character he is. And before Luke left for Cloud City to save Han and Leia, the messages from Obi-Wan and Yoda were perfectly spot on. Then when it gets to Cloud City, it gets tearing, particularly a tragic for Han Solo getting frozen in carbonite. Very excruciating sorrow feeling. But the moment that we all waited for is the duel between Luke and Darth Vader. That's just not just exciting, but the nerves from Luke's standpoint and Darth Vader being calm from the duel from beginning to end was very, very, absolutely great. And of course, one of the iconic surprise endings of all time, not just Star Wars, but all time, Darth Vader, dropping the bombshell by telling,
I am your father.
oh, that's just like, oh my goodness, that's like breaking news. This one is so great. This one, many of them think this one is the best Star Wars movies of all time. I got a number 2, but many of them think this is considered the number 1 Star Wars movies of all time. Revenge of the Sith. this is number one. This one hits bigger, different dynamics from all other Star Wars movies, super high leverage impact throughout. Besides the first 25 minutes of the sequence, which was Star Wars tradition, fun, action, exciting moment of time, and Obi-Wan against General Grievous. Grievous igniting the 4 lightsabers, which was whoa and exciting. They got 5 lightsaber duels. This one throughout, very dark, gloomy, uneasy tension throughout from characters. Anakin being unhappy with the Jedi Council, his ascension to the Dark Lord and fall to the dark side. Obi-Wan was big time. Padme, even she wasn't on a bigger role in this one, but she was the key element to Anakin's fall to the dark side. And to finally get to watch Palpatine at his ultimate best, his seductive, enticing words, and showing off his lightsaber skill, that was very high impactful, stunning. And at the end of that duel with Mace Windu, it gets really devastating. Anakin bowed down to Palpatine to become Darth Vader. Order 66, Anakin killing the younglings, him going to Mustafar and slaughter those separatist leaders and showing out the Sith eye. Crazy. Then the devastation keep on reigning. Obi-Wan learns the truth about Anakin and him telling that to Padme. And then when they get to Mustafar, instant rage, devastating moment, heartbreaking, Anakin choking Padme. And the action shifts to the ultimate lightsaber duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan. The whole duel is high stake, tension, win or die situation. It felt like watching Game 7 of the World Series. It was so intense, while Yoda versus Sidious was just like forgettable. It was so long, grinding, tiring as well. And at the end, what happened to Anakin was so tragic, shocker, just insufferable to watch him burn, heartbreaker, crushing. And this one concludes with Padme gave birth to the twins, Luke and Leia. She dies because she lost the will to live. On the other side, Anakin lives as an evil and became Darth Vader officially, putting the whole suit on and finished off with the masked out, captivate, and completed the saga-defining moment. And this is one of those cases that bad guys won, good guys lost. It shows you that it doesn't end with happy ending every time. Sometimes good guys has to lose and bad guys win. And even all that, the very end when Obi-Wan delivered Luke to the Lars family, the shot of the 2 Twilight Suns, majestic, that captivate and signifies a new hope. And that's a great connecting dot to episode 4. That was tremendous. I rank this number 1 because this one stands out the most. Dark, powerful, different dynamics from all the Star Wars movies. The impact level is absolutely gigantic, and this is the saga-defining moment.
Twisted by the dark side, young Skywalker has become.
You were the chosen one! Liar!
What must be done?
So there you have it. Those are my rankings of Star Wars movies of all time. You could easily agree with some of my rankings, and certainly for sure, you could disagree with as well. And I understand it. But I hope I served the reasonings and explained it at the best of my knowledge. My love and fandom for Star Wars are huge, and my knowledge of the saga is greater. I appreciate and thank you all for watching this one. We'll see you all next time, and be sure,
The Force will be with you, always.